Hi, I'm Rameez Ali, your host for the Smart Money Stack. If you've been tuning in, you know we break down how finance is being rebuilt with blockchain, AI, and tokenization. Today, let me take you inside a real case study how Trafigura, one of the world's biggest commodities trader, rewired its payment system using programmable finance. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you thought about how money actually moves after you click pay? For most of us, it feels like magic, but behind the scenes, it's messy. Trafigura decided to fix that. Let's dive in. Setting the stage, the old problem. Imagine billions of dollars in oil, metals, and energy trades moving every single month. Now imagine reconciling those invoices manually across dozens of countries, currencies, and time zones. Not fun, right? Payments get delayed, errors creep in, and fraud risk goes up. So here's the big question. In a world where you can instantly stream Netflix, why does moving money across borders still take days? This was Trafigura's pain point, and programmable finance gave them a new way out. This solution, programmable payments. Here's what Trafigura did differently. Instead of humans checking invoices line by line, they set up programmable payment workflows. Think of them as smart contracts for money. When an invoice got the green light, funds released automatically. If compliance checks failed, payments stopped before they even started. Every transaction was logged, time-stamped, and fully auditable. Here's the result, and you'll love this: a 72% reduction in daily processing time. Imagine cutting your workday by almost three quarters just by changing how payments move. So let me throw this at you. If programmable payments can do that for a 200 billion commodities giant, what could they do for your bank, your startup, or even your personal finances? Why does it matter? Let's talk beyond commodities. You might be thinking, okay, Rameez, that's cool for oil and metals, but what about the rest of us? Here's the beauty: programmable finance isn't industry specific. In insurance, claims can pay out instantly when verified, no more waiting times. In healthcare, invoices settle once treatment records confirm. In supply chains, fund release the second goods are scanned into a warehouse. Let me ask you, how many headaches would disappear in your life if payments just happen automatically the moment conditions were met? That's the power of programmable money. Let's talk about the big picture: programmable finance at scale. When you zoom out, the lessons from Trafigura is clear. Money isn't just digital anymore, it's becoming code. Compliance isn't after the fact, it's real time. And payments, they're becoming almost invisible. Think about it. The gold standard ended in 1971, and it unlocked a whole new era for Wall Street. Programmable finance is about to unlock the next one. So the real question is, are we ready? That's the Trafigura story. Proof that programmable payments aren't just theory, they're happening right now. If this got you thinking, check out my book Programmable Finance: The Future of Money in a Tokenized World. And don't forget to subscribe to the Smart Money Stack wherever you listen. Now let's shift gears. We've seen programmable payments and commodities, but what about mainstream finance? Enter Visa. You know Visa is the card network in your wallet, but behind the scenes, Visa is building programmable rails for money itself. Earlier this year, Visa launched its tokenized asset platform, VTAP. What does that mean? Imagine every dollar, euro, or peso you spend being represented as a programmable token. And the first big client, BBVA, the Spanish banking giant. They're piloting tokenized deposits in Latin America. Why does this matter? Because it's not just about faster payments, it's about programmable compliance. Every transfer can check itself against KYC rules, tax requirements, even sanctions lists. Let me put it this way. In the future, it won't just be banks asking, is this payment valid? The money itself will ask and answer the question in real time. So I'll throw this question to you. When compliance is automatic, what happens to the entire back office teams that today spend hours reconciling and reporting? Let's talk about case study 3. Stripe and Bridge, stablecoins go mainstream. Stripe isn't a bank, it's not a card network, it's the payment processor powering millions of businesses online. And in 2025, Stripe went all in on stablecoins. First, they launched stablecoin financial accounts in over 100 countries. Businesses can now hold, send, and receive USDC as easily as dollars. Second, Stripe acquired Bridge, a stablecoin infrastructure company, for over $1 billion. That deal gave them the tech to scale wallets, payments, and even card issuance tied to stablecoins. And here's the kicker. Stripe is rolling this out with partners like Visa, Coinbase, and Shopify. So think about it. Stripe made online payments easy in the Web 2 era. Now they're trying to make stablecoin payments just as seamless in Web 3. The big question for you, if stablecoins settle instantly at lower cost across borders, why would anyone stick with traditional rails like ACH or Swift? Okay, now that we've walked through three case studies, Trafigura, Visa, and Stripe, let's talk about how this all relates to programmable finance. Each shows programmable finance in action. Now let's zoom out and connect this to the bigger framework I lay out in my book, Programmable Finance, The Future of Money in a Tokenized World. Why these case studies matter? These aren't just experiments, they're proof points in a larger transition. When you think about programmable finance, think about three layers. Infrastructure, which are the rails. Visa's tokenized asset platform, MasterCard multi-token network. Platforms, the companies that distribute programmable finance at scale. Think Stripe, BVNK. Applications, the industry is actually using it to solve problems. Trafigura and commodities, insurance claims, healthcare payments. Ask yourself, every time you see a press release in this space, which layer does it touch? That's how you start connecting the dots. Let's see the lessons from history here. In the book, I trace the money's evolution and the parallels are striking. The ATM in the 70s looked like a gadget, but it reshaped retail banking forever. PayPal in the 2000s looked like a niche payment company. Now it's embedded in global e-commerce. Today's programmable finance experiments might look small, but they're early signals of a financial system being rewritten. So when you hear Trafigura save 72% of processing time, don't dismiss it as a corporate efficiency. Think of it the way people should have thought about PayPal in 2000, as a glimpse of the inevitable. How to analyze these new developments? This is a big one. In my book, I give readers a framework. Anytime you see a new pilot or partnership, ask three questions. Does it improve efficiency? Trafigura cutting processing time is a yes. Does it embed trust? Visa and BBVA's tokenized deposits are all about programmable compliance. Does it scale? Stripe's move matters because it reaches millions of businesses globally. If an initiative doesn't hit at least one of these three, it's probably hype. If it hits all three, it's a signal of the future. Let's talk about the next decade. So where does this all go? Here is what I believe. Stablecoins become a core payment rail, just like cards and ACH. Tokenized assets go from money, market funds to real estates, become mainstream investments. AI agents begin interacting directly with programmable money, managing portfolios, paying invoices, even negotiating contracts. That's not 2050, that's the next 5 to 10 years. And that's why I argue programmable finance isn't just digital money. It's a new operating system for the global economy. So the next time you read about Trafigura, Visa, or Stripe making a move in programmable finance, don't treat it as just another headline. Think of it as a brick being laid in the foundation of a whole new financial system. That's what my book dives into history, the mechanics, and most importantly, the future of programmable money. If you want to understand how these signals add up, Programmable Finance, The Future of Money in a Tokenized World is your guide. And on this podcast, we'll keep unpacking case studies that bring it to life. Because the future of money isn't just digital, it's programmable. In the episode next week, I will cover more case studies. Till then, this is Rameez Ali. Thank you for listening.